Yes guys, welcome back. I suppose this is going to be a new series. It's the end of my competitive season. I was umming and ahhing after the Albuquerque show, Mid-USA's, whether I was going to continue to do the Italy show in Milan in 3 weeks time or 2 weeks time now. However, with my feedback simply being I need to be bigger, it just doesn't make sense for me to stay in this position. Now, my feedback was I needed to be bigger, but both times on stage, I didn't display my size. I look completely different in the gym to how I've looked on stage both times. But this is bodybuilding. The season, did it go to plan? Not so much, but I'm not unhappy with the season because I did learn a lot. Number one, about myself. Number two, about the pro league and how competitive it is in the actual pro circuit. And number three, that the fact of, I didn't take anything for granted, but the fact that the level is here when I didn't think it was the bar as high as it was, is good for me because it just makes me want it even more. You know, something that's at the minute seems unattainable just makes me chase it harder, which is great coming into this. Let's call it a rebound phase. So speaking to Milos basically just wants me to get as big as possible, which I didn't really want to have to do again. I thought I was going to get away with potentially just staying around 260 nice and lean, cover model look, and then just going in. But as it happens, I'm just going to have to get big and horrible again. So the rebound starts for the first time today. Everything's gone in. So what I'll do is I will do a separate video on what cycle I'm running. Food starts at like 850 carbs, so we're not messing about. The last week or so I've been on like 120, 150 carb a day, just to allow any water to come off, just to get back down to baseline of 124 pounds, which was where I was sat this morning. 224 pounds, sorry. And today we go in very aggressive with food. Insulin's pretty aggressive. We start with 15 IU pre and post workout today. So I'm hoping to get a bit of a response from that. However, I am quite depleted, so it might not touch me for a few more days yet. And the drug cycle we're going to run for another 6 weeks, which I will also in a separate video break down why we're doing it, what we're doing it. It's not high, but it's, you know, again, we're not going straight to recovery phase. We're utilising more drugs moving forward to be able to maximise this phase and again get as big as possible. I am a massive advocate of a rebound. With coaching, I do it for my own guys. I make sure I get them completely empty and then I rebound them out hard. And I feel like there's a bit of stigma at the minute where people are saying in a rebound you don't gain any muscle, you don't grow, you just replenish glycogen. I've been doing this for a long time and I've seen many people, and I've coached many people into being very large after a rebound and hold that size all the way through. So very happy that we're doing this. Plans for me now, literally just get as big as possible over the next 6 months, and then I think I'll start prep again January. The feedback, like I said, was to be bigger, but just to be bigger up top. So I do need more chest, we know that. I do need more density in my back. My back was very flat both times. You see on Instagram my back's can be pretty big. I never displayed that. My arms were okay, but they went flat again with use of a diuretic. And just basically all of this needs to be so dense that there's no chance of me going flat when I come down and I'm lean. So that's really the main focus, which was going to be anyway. So the split's going to be chest and triceps, back and biceps, legs, upper chest, top up with some delts, arms and back. The leg sessions are going to be done differently. So back and biceps on 1 week, I'll pull from the floor. So I'm going to concentrate on hamstrings, glutes, so basically an RDL or an SLDL. The day after that on legs, I'll just do quads with like maybe 1 or 2 hamstring movements. And then the next week, I won't pull from the floor. I'll do like some heavy rows. The day after on legs, I'll do a lot of hamstring work and probably 0 quads or maybe just one quad extension or something like that. My legs don't need to be any bigger. But me not training my glutes and my back or my lower back really last year allowed that to drop off quite significantly, and I did notice that when I was tensing my glutes, I did have some almost loose skin over the top. It was never really crisp and tight because of how big my glutes have been, and obviously that we didn't keep that density. So interesting, it was a great experience. You know, seeing Milos posing with Danny Esther, Mr. Olympia. If you follow my Instagram, you could see it pretty much went wrong from there. So leading up to the Albuquerque show, I missed my flight. I had to drive 12 hours. That 12-hour drive, I had a sickness and diarrhea bug, which I was stopping every hour to do what I need to do. The rebound from that put 16 pounds on me. I think it was 16 or 18. So 2 days before the show, I just looked like I was about 12 weeks out. Almost pulled it. Managed to pull it back with a diuretic, but at the same time, it just, that cascade from here coming down just carried on. So really valuable feedback from the head judge there, Terry Calgundy, who basically is, you know, one of the main guys of the Olympia. He was very complimentary about my physique and my future in the class, and basically said I just need to fill the cap out. If I fill the cap out at my maximum weight limit, which is 25 pounds from, well, at the minute it's like 15 pounds from where I'm at, but 25 pounds from my most depleted. He said well, his words were you'd be incredible and pretty much unstoppable. So I'm going to take that all day long. But as far as today goes, day 1 in, chest and triceps. My body's feeling a little bit beat up actually. Last week I just did a little bit. I came in every day and trained and just moved some weight. But on such low food, I'm still off the back of that. So ideally after today, the next few days, get a bit of food in me, get going. Nothing today, nothing daft. We're not going to go in and break any records simply because my body's not ready for that yet. I'll ease my way in. I'll make sure I'm happy with the plan. I'm happy with the movements I'm doing, and we will go from there. So a little bit of a drawn out explanation there, but there's going to be some videos following with my diet, my cycle, more in-depth training split. But today was just a quick rundown. Not competing anymore this year. Need to get bigger. Going to get fucking massive. Starts today. let's go. So one of the main things that's going to come out of today for me is replicating a lot of the exercises I did in prep. Now I'm in a surplus. So when I was going through prep, I changed some exercises that I felt a really good connection on my chest with. So it makes sense that when I've been doing it there, now I'm in a surplus and I'm going to be building muscle tissue to do it still. Changing my program now from exercises I really felt because we're just doing something else makes no sense. So pec deck I really like the feel of to start. There is a couple of new machines that Kuba's brought in, the Cybex Eagle chest press, which I'll potentially use as my main press today. I just want to see how it feels again. I've tried it before early on in the week, I liked it. So that's potentially just the one change. And the rest will be very similar, high volume 4 sets, 15 to 20 reps, sometimes drop sets, sometimes rest pause sets. And over the weeks now, I'll just keep tinkering it up until I get it right, basically. Nothing. Absolutely nothing out of that. About 200 grams of carbs today and I expected my glycogen stores to be bursting. So meal spin meal loss. 5 pounds. So actually started at 30 and I can put 30 pounds on pretty fast. When I start eating and obviously using insulin, and growth hormone started today again as well. I haven't been using growth hormone for a couple of months now, and that went in today at 5 IU. So that'll put 7 or 8 pound on me on its own without anything else. You know, 40 pound will put me up to like 265 pound as long as the water can hold off. Everything in this phase is like prep and nothing's different. So I get up, I go and do my walk, I eat the same. There'll be no meals off plan. The only time I'll have a meal off plan is if it's on a weekend and it's a special occasion, kid's birthday, something like that. Which again, then it'll just be something that'll fall in line with a bodybuilder meal, steak and chips, cooked plain, something like that. It's really important in this phase that you don't allow your body fat to get high by eating extra things. The only thing I have got actually is post-workout, I have some cereal now that we want to be less than 3 grams of fat per 100 grams, especially if we're used to insulin. So I've got some Cocoa Pops, which feels a little bit of a treat to me, but that's what it says to have, so that's not good enough. But that'll be my treat for the day. Exercise 1 done, and incline chest press now. One that I feel best. I'm going to try the Cybex. So Milos actually doesn't do my training, I do my own training. If you're from the UK or Europe, basically when you have a coach, you get everything covered, so your training, your nutrition. Whereas the Americans are a little bit different. You have pretty much nutritionists and trainers. So Milos will give you a direction of what to do training wise. We speak about it in depth and go a little bit more into how he wants us to do the session if we need to. But basically I take his principles, we chat about it, he looks at the training plan and he's right, I'm happy with it. So for me right now, obviously upper chest is a huge priority, so I'm confident I can get it to grow. I really felt like I started connecting with it better near when prep was midway and back end. I just need to make sure my mobility as a grower is still on point, which again I'll talk about in another video because I'm going to go and see a specialist on my mobility on Friday. I just want to see how that goes first. So I'll get the press done and see how this feels. First time in a new machine, take your time in setting it up, find the different ranges. Don't just go in and start pressing. Find out where you feel a stretch best in your chest. So what I'm doing here is I'm just rocking it. I'm rocking it to find where I can feel. So now I know that setting with my elbows here, I can feel that here now. I feel that pulling there. So I know this is where I need to be straight away from a stretch position point. So chest up, I can feel the stretch. Elbows there, stretch all the way across my chest. That's perfect. Oh, that is lovely. Oh, that is very nice. Cybex Eagle, yeah. Well, that's perfect.
Yeah, I'm really curious to hear you thought of IHOP.
Well, I went the night before the show. Milo sent me there for pancakes.
Yeah.
So I had the cupcake pancakes.
Yeah.
And the cinnamon ones.
Yeah.
And the cupcake pancakes, I was just like blown away.
Yeah.
Like, as I was eating, I was like, I was like making noise. Like, let's stop making noises. And then the cinnamon was just way too cinnamony and sickly for me. The food was nice. I liked it, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's gross. Like, it's like, have you ever been to a Denny's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that was shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like Denny's food. The only like redeeming thing is that they're like focused on pancakes, so they gotta have a couple good ones.
Yeah. But no, I did really enjoy. I love the States, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
If I could move there tomorrow, I would. Rest periods today will be a little bit longer. Again, like I mentioned upstairs, one thing I don't want to do is come in and just absolutely kill myself, because I've just been on such low food for the last week, recovering post-show, a lot of traveling. But yeah, my motivation's high to come in and get as big as possible, but we also have to be sensible today. And as the week goes on, build and build and build. By the end of the week, I'll be flat out. But today, tomorrow for back, Wednesday for legs. It's almost like initiation back into the gym. And then we go. Boom. Yeah, I like that. I can get quite a good amount of weight through my chest while keeping it controlled. A little bit of a flat press now, where I can get it in the shot a bit better, which will be the gym Lecco press for me. Pretty weak today, which is to be expected. First couple of reps I feel okay and just drops off quite fast. I am excited to get growing though. I felt like I just weren't done with the show season. Still had something to prove almost. I know I could have turned up better, but we do things out of a necessity, not one. It's necessary that I'm bigger and I'm better if I want to be where I want to be. If I want to place where I want to place. I want to see competitors see my name on a scorecard in a show that they're going to do and be scared. And that's not going to come with the current situation. So a couple more years probably till that point, hopefully. But till then we just keep working. So the aim of this is to try and hit as much as the clavicular part of my chest as possible. It's going to definitely hit some delta as well, but I'm not concerned about that. Just trying to really enhance that upper chest, which I'm lacking. And again, that a lot of time that's just an injury thing over the years, and then a mobility thing. I do it every time where I just grow so fast, but I don't take care of my mobility as much. And I just can't get into the position, but this time's different. This time is different. We'll get an initial physique assessment as well when I finish. So where I am now and where I'll be at the end of the rebound. That'll be interesting. So I never show that actually. Never shown it yet. Right, so that's chest, got some triceps now. So I like to do that bit of a close grip press before I go into triceps. It's almost like semi-warming up. So,
oh wait, no way, you're kidding. He didn't just say
so post-show, rebound, what are you laughing at? Here's what it is there, right? Right, okay.
Yeah, it's so cute though.
So post-show, rebound versus recovery phase. What are you going to do? For me personally, I think that while you're at your most responsive, the chance that you're going to build the most muscle, your appetite's the highest, your insulin sensitivity is the highest, that you do a 6 to 8 or 5 to 8 week phase where you just go hard on your rebound. There's a notion that you actually aren't building muscle when you're just replenishing glycogen. You know, it's not true. Evidence-based guys may say it's true, but anecdotally, I put a lot of tissue on a lot of guys in that pace, in that space of time. And I've done it myself too. So for me, if it's not been a super long prep, a super long diet phase, or the assisted athlete hasn't been on for a long period of time and showing signs of fatigue, most definitely rebound. Do you want to rebound today? Let's see where I am in about 4 weeks' time. Cuba's new bedspread. You know, it's like, do you know when you were a kid and you used to have a Manchester United bedroom? It's going to have a mutant on a mission bedroom. Bedspread, pillows. So just a couple of tricep exercises today. I'll do this and then another potentially stomach single arm, just to get some blood in. Obviously still got an arm day at the back end of the week. I'll probably introduce a dip at some point between the cable fly. sat there nice and light, the triceps are already tired from the pressing. So me to come in here and try and lift daft amounts of weight isn't going to work. What I need to make sure I do is I can get the tricep in the fully lengthened and the fully shortened with tension on from top to bottom for the 20 reps. Otherwise, I'm going to get 4 or 5 reps in and start to use other body parts. What I'm basically doing now, I'm asking as much from the tricep only as possible, nothing else. So if that means I'm doing it very light, but it's only tricep working, I'll take that because it's already been worked for most of the session. The secondary muscle we're pressing dropped off quite fast today. Started enthusiastic. Body's been like, I haven't really been too talkative in what I've been doing today, but you've seen this session before. This is just a case of easing our way back in because this year, I think I mentioned on my Instagram, like, generally what I do now is I finish prep and I just disappear, bodybuilder, hermit, wait, work, eat, train, go back. And then I come back on Instagram maybe 6 months and I'm 280 pounds and people are like, well, why is that? Why have you gone from 210 to 280? What's happened in between? This time, I'm gonna document everything. You know that I'm open and honest. I'm probably going to get a little bit of stick for the amount of insulin I take, the drugs, the kind of drugs I use as well in this phase. You know, ment being one of them, ment's in there. But at the same time, it takes what it takes for me to be where I need to be. There is obviously a limit. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to go ridiculous. The cycles in overall milligrammage are moderate for my size and my level. And in the past, they have tried a lot of high. Well, not a lot, but I've tried a higher cycle. Didn't do anything. So I know where my sweet spot is, and in case of where that sweet spot is, it's generally around 2 grams. It's just about picking the certain compounds within that. But like I said, guys, like the people who are going to want to hit, fuck them. The people who are going to want to learn and know actually what goes on, rather than people just fucking lying to you all the time about what happens in bodybuilding. That's fine, but I'll be honest, here's what it is. Come at me, bro. This is the starting point. The rebound, so 224 pounds this morning. I was as low as 215 in prep. I competed about 227. So it's very high condition still there, obviously. But the thing is now, and in the past, I've always struggled with this bit because you're in condition and you're like, I want to see condition and you see yourself getting fuller and I want to stay big. But there's actually no reason for me to be this body fat now. I've got no business being here. So the goal now is to stay as lean as possible, but get as full and as much muscle as possible. So this is where we're giving time to 24 pounds. 2023. Next time I'm doing about 234. It's easy to see where I need the size. Like even my legs will allow my legs to come down a bit, but just bigger chest, bigger delt, like definitely bigger delts to give that wider illusion. Thickness in the back, and even maybe just a bit more hamstring glute density, arms as well. I think I only just started getting connection with my arms like a month or two before, 8 weeks before prep started. So now in a surplus, I know I can grow my arms, I know I can grow my chest, I know I can grow my posterior. It's my delts and used to my cross-country body parts need to respond. Well, that's where we are at. Yes, so broken record. Day 1, rebound. What is it today? 11 for June. Got a lot of content coming up because this year now, I finished competing now, but a huge coaching year. I've got a lot of athletes that I've been nurturing for a long time. I've got a lot of good athletes who are very likely or potentially going to be pro cars. I've got athletes in pro shows, and athletes from China, from the coaching group I have there called Team Evolution. And we're going to come to a camp in Melbourne. We've got Alicante to go to, I think Dubai, we can end up going there. We've got the True Athlete show as well to be with a lot of guys there. So what I'm going to do as well, alongside myself, showing you how I do what I do, going this way, I'm also going to show you in depth how I pick athletes, how I feed athletes, because I do get a lot of coaching inquiries, and I'm very full in that. My time is limited in terms of that, because I need to make sure that the guys that I have 100% of my attention. So people come along and they're the right fit for me, and they want to learn, and they're going to be here to the plans, which are no nonsense. That's fine if we're really well, but at the same time, I would like to show people on the outside of that and see if you want to join the team. But for now, we'll see us a little bit full. But that's going to be good moving forward in terms of my style. Really has come from a collection of John Peters, Neil Osache, Ethan Snickers, and Patrick, so all just round into one. And it seems to work really well. So that's it for today, guys. That's it. I'll do another video. This time I'm in my pants. I just want to see there's something and click the link in there. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. So let's get this off season going. Let's let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want to see. If it's eating, if it's you want specifics on drugs, if it's specifics on training, specifics on nutrition. Even if you want to see me a day out, a day in the life of being a normal person, a dad, going and having a fucking pizza with kids or whatever. You know, so you say what you want to see and we'll give you it. But thank you for tuning in. See you next time. Don't do that. Don't.